This video will walk you through step by step on how to properly assemble a 3-panel Forgent series complementary sliding patio door kit. Apply foam gaskets to the head of the sill ends on both jamb members. The two gaskets are different in shape, so you will need to match them to fit the cutout of the frame. The head gasket is the larger gasket. Note that the foam gaskets must be installed to align even with the edges of the profile to avoid improper seal. Install the jamb frame foam plug into the tops of both jamb members. Note that the plugs are one piece and need to be pulled apart. The smaller plug is used for the exterior chamber and the larger block for the second chamber from the exterior. Silicone both ends of the sill, filling the chambers completely. Chambers that require silicone are filled in solid. The sill is the part with the all-aluminum anodized parts snapped onto it. Align and fit the sill assembly to the vertical jamb member. Using number 10 2-inch pan head screws, secure the sill to the jamb until the foam gasket is compressed. Repeat this step for the opposite jamb. Repeat the steps to secure the head frame to the jamb, and then continue to the opposite jamb and repeat the steps for the opposite side. Using number 10 2-inch pan head screws, secure the jamb until the foam gasket is compressed. On the exterior side of the unit, apply sealant at the head of the door in each corner, placing sealant on the foam plugs. Then apply the drip cap that was shipped loose with the door. Sealant should squeeze out between the door frame and the drip cap. Wipe off and clean any excess sealant. Install the black nailing fin gaskets to each exterior corner of the nailing fin. Begin by making sure your rough opening is prepared and ready for the patio unit. Rough openings should be ½ inch wider and higher than the outside measurement of the patio frame. The rough opening must be plumb, square, level, and in plane. The floor beneath the unit must be solid and level for proper unit operation. Before installing the unit into the rough opening, apply a 3/16 inch bead of sealant to the nail fin. Sealant is required at the head and jambs. No sealant is required at the sill. Next, run two 3/8 inch beads of sealant across the width of the subfloor and up each side a minimum of 12 inches, allowing the sealant to pool in the corners. The first bead should be located 1 3/8 inches in from the exterior face of the wall, and the second bead should be 2 inches in from the first bead. It's time to install the unit. From the exterior, carefully tilt the unit sill first into the rough opening. Press the nailing fin evenly against the exterior sheathing. Center the unit, equalizing the frame to rough opening gap. Once the unit is in the opening, check to make sure the unit is square by measuring both diagonals from the interior side. The measurements must be within 1/16 of an inch of each other. Also, the height of the frame at the center must be the same as the height at each end. Add shims if necessary to square the unit in the opening. This step is important for proper operation of the unit. Temporarily hold the unit into place by securing it along the nailing fin. Once secured, pre-drill pilot holes through the frame using a 9/64 inch drill bit. Screw the unit to the rough opening through the frame inside the pocket of the active panel side jamb. Use number 10 3½ inch pan head screws at each pre-drilled location from 6 inches from the corners and 18 inches on center. The head of the door must be secured in the same active pocket and tower as the two side jambs. Holes should be pre-drilled and installed 6 inches from the corners and 10 inches on center. The sill of the door must be secured in the same active pocket using the same method as the head of the door. Note that you will need to place sealant in each pre-drilled location prior to installing screws. When installing house wrap and flashing tape, please refer to your local and state building codes for proper installation. Locate the notched sill tread to position sash pocket blocks on sill assembly. Using number 8 3/4 inch flathead screws, secure dust pad block onto the sill. Note that the thicker side of the sash pocket block goes towards the exterior side of the door. Next, insert fixed sash into the frame assembly, starting with the head end. Swing the bottom of the fixed panel into position until it rests on the fixed sash support profile on the sill frame assembly. Install the 1" by 3" metal sill block using two number 8 1" self-drilling flathead screws. Center the block with the roller track and flush it up to the upstand of the roller track. Once the sill block is secured to the sill, apply the 1" by 3" dust pad to the top of the block. When installing the additional fixed panel, swing the bottom into position opposite the aluminum roller track that the active panel rolls on. The sash will rest on the pre-installed metal support blocks that are installed in the lower sash rail of the fixed panel. Slide both fixed sash into the jamb, ensuring it fully engages with each of the three pre-installed sash fixing profiles. Slide the sash fast and with force to ensure the three sash fixing profiles catch. Install the fixed sash stop into the sill for both fixed sash. The fixed sash weather stripping should have even contact with both sides of the frame rail. Use number 8 1 1/2 flat head screws to secure the fixed sash stop block. Secure the block to the sash first, then secure the block to the frame. Start at the bottom and then move to the top. Snap H-mullion into the fixed sash that was installed on the most interior side of the door. Ensure that H-mullion is flush with the bottom of the fixed sash panel. Using rubber mallet, you will have to hit this H-mullion with some force to get the legs to engage into the fixed sash pocket. Secure the H-mullion with number 8 3" self-tapping screws through the keepers and pre-drilled holes at the top and bottom of the H-mullion. The number 8 3" self-tapping screws will go into the sash 2 inches and you will drill into the steel. Insert active sash into the frame assembly, starting with the head end, and swing the bottom into position until it rests on the aluminum track rail of the sill assembly. Open active sash completely. Slide in the sash pocket block from the active jamb side. Align pocket block with the edge of the fixed sash and secure using two number 8 3/4 inch flathead screws. Secure the bottom block from the exterior side of the door. Note that the thicker side of the sash pocket block goes towards the exterior side of the door. The active panel will need to be adjusted down so the panels are even at the head. Locate an additional sash pocket block centered above the H-mullion for 3 panel doors. Using one number 8 3/4 inch flathead screw, secure the sash pocket block from the interior side of the door. Align the interlock with the top of the fixed sash. Using a mallet, snap the interlock into the fixed sash. Align the active sash interlock with the bottom of the sash. Using a mallet, snap the interlock into the active sash from bottom to top. Adjust both sash rollers by turning the adjustment screw clockwise to raise and counterclockwise to lower. Cover adjustment hole with the supplied hole plug. Snap jamb cover into active and fixed sash side of the frame from top to bottom. Install the door bumper at the top or bottom of the door. Insert the black bumpers into each end of the nylon housing, then secure at the sill or head with number 10 2" flathead screws. Complete your assembly by installing your handle set per the manufacturer's instructions. To learn more about this and other Kolbe products, please visit our website at kolbewindows.com.